but I tried my best to work it out, work around that. So yeah, as I mentioned, so we're gonna go through Linux for several weeks, and then when we finish Linux, then we're gonna switch to Windows. So if that sounds good, we're gonna start over. So for the first thing, I just would like to mention that I'm not affiliated with anyone or any products that I mentioned in this course. So the course is made for educational purposes only, and so please follow the law and don't hack anyone unless you have permissions from your client. So yes, because you're gonna get into trouble. Then now I'm gonna just go and show you how to install VirtualBox, because this core class specifically I made a little bit more hands-on, so you're gonna enjoy some hacking today. To start the hacking, we need to install VirtualBox. So it could be installed on your Linux machine, on your Windows machine, on Mac, anything that you want. Oh, did I share the file or no? Not yet. Okay, sorry, I'm so sorry. I didn't share the file. 1 second, I'm gonna share the file. So sorry for that. I think this is that one. Okay. Can you see the file now? Can you see the file now? Okay.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I was like,
no worries.
oh, okay. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Okay, now I can see. I'm like, why? Why? What's going on? Okay, so I guess we're gonna start. So first one, I'm gonna share with you show how to install VirtualBox. So it could be installed on any machine. It's exactly the same everywhere. So you go to this virtualbox.org and you install, for example, here, right? So this is the one. And you choose whatever host you have. For example, this one, I have a Windows machine. So I'm gonna install on Windows, right? So I'm gonna click on that and say save. I already saved that, you can see that, but it's gonna download it, right? So when it downloads, now when it downloads, we go to download file folder and we click it twice. Because I already installed, it's gonna ask me again. Let's say yes, and then I'm gonna say next. So, and I'm gonna just follow next, right? Because I installed again, so I don't have to do that. But you guys have to. You just follow the prompt. Don't change absolutely nothing, and say okay. In the end, I'm gonna cancel it because I already have it installed to save the time, because it would take a little bit of time. So that's why I already prepared that. Okay. I hope it was clear, right?
Yep.
Okay. So that's exactly the same you would do on Mac or any other machine. So you would download the file, click it, and it would install automatically. So just follow the prompts, don't change absolutely nothing, and it's gonna just install itself. Okay. When it's installed, in this case, I can click on it. I already have Windows here because Windows takes a little bit of it. But now I'm going to show you how to install Kali. Kali Linux, that's amazing OS that based on Debian. And it's maintained by OSCP. OffSec that the guys who actually made OSCP class, the hacker class, right? So they maintain it, they create everything. Like I love Kali Linux. So what you do, you just go to kalilinux.org. I saved the link on here, right? Oh, by the way, if you have any questions about documentation, if you have like, I don't know, like how to install it, but I think VirtualBox was pretty easy to install, right? So it was just few clicks and it's done. And here's a little bit more information about settings, about installation, if you want to, if you have some question, but I'm sure you're not going to have any question. And the same about Kali. So you go to the kali.org, the same, you download the file, and with few prompts, it's gonna be installed itself. Like it's gonna, if you have VirtualBox installed, the file that you downloaded gonna be installed pretty easy. It's like gonna be super smooth. Again, you have extra documentation. I just put the link here, right? And here there's a class, a free class, actually, the course made by OffSec. You can take it anytime for free. And it's about Kali. It's a little bit like advanced level, not for super beginners. So it's like, it's how to manage Kali itself, how to save everything what you need. Anyway, so now we're gonna go to Kali. I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. So we went to kali.org. And now kali.org, right? So now it's gonna ask me what I wanna do. So because we have virtual machine, right? Because VirtualBox is a virtual machine, right? So I'm gonna click virtual machines. Then I say VirtualBox. And it's gonna ask me what to do. And I'm gonna save it to documents. Save it. Save it to documents. Right? Save it. It's already exists there, so I already have it. So I'm not gonna save it. So I'm not gonna save it, but you guys have to save it. Okay.
Is there a reason why we're using VirtualBox on Kali instead of VMware?
Sorry?
Is there a reason why we're using VirtualBox on Kali or downloading VirtualBox from Kali instead of VMware?
Okay, VMware. Okay, because we have the VirtualBox. Okay, VMware is not free. If you want, if you can install VMware, it's like I think $150 or something like that. So it's not free. VirtualBox is actually free software. You can use anytime, install anytime, and yeah, I really recommend that. So I've done a lot of pen testing with VirtualBox. VMware a little bit more smoother, and I think VMware, yeah, it's not free. So it's like they have extra. I'm sorry, excuse me. They have extra features there. I'm still like, mostly because I'm using VirtualBox, so I can say that VirtualBox is like, yeah. But if you watch any other classes, they're gonna tell you about VirtualBox. So this is why. So because we already installed VirtualBox machine here, right? VirtualBox software application. So now we using the Kali for VirtualBox. So what it's gonna do, it's gonna give us it's gonna give us where that there here. It's gonna give us a specific, so we have to extract all. Yes, extract. It's gonna give a specific file that VirtualBox understands with all the settings. So you don't have to spend your time on the settings, right? Like how to put the settings on, like network and stuff like that. But later I'm gonna teach you how to change the settings just for your own purposes if you need to. Like we're gonna extend our environment on the local, right?
Okay.
So now it's what it's doing. It's extracting everything. It's gonna while it's extracting, it's gonna take some time. I'm gonna go back to this and gonna tell a little bit, like I have a few minutes. So if you would like to become a pen tester, like who should become a pen tester? Like what kind of, I think there's been it's my personal opinion. I've been a little bit in this field, so I can tell, right? So there's only 3 things that you need. It's natural curiosity. So it's like when you actually naturally, like some people who like they love to know, like for example, when I came to before I switched to pen testing, I was not planning to go to the pen testing. I was like, like I was in software development and I was just curious how everything works, like how network works, how routers work, how do we send information back and forth, how does it happen so quickly, and all this kind of stuff, right? And then when I actually got into boxes and OSCP, and then I fell in love with that. I was like, this is my passion. I don't know if you can tell it, but I can't just, it's yeah, it's my passion. I think it's just the only thing that I dream, like I live about, right? So, and also I think there's discipline. We can't, again, it's no matter in what kind of field. I've changed my career several times. I've been in accounting, I've been in architecture, actual architecture, not software, right? But like architecture, like construction. And I've been in few more stuff. And like every time when I go somewhere, I know that you can't, it's the same in pen testing. If you want to achieve something, if you want to get into some point, you can't get there without the discipline. You can't. It's not about your IQ. It's not about your education. It's not about I don't know, anything, gender or whatever, or this kind of stuff that people worry about. It's not. It's about your discipline. It's first discipline and practice, right? And of course, in this field, you're not gonna. It's not gonna be good. It's not gonna turn out good if you have no integrity. So you have to have integrity. So the clients, what they're looking for, right? Like, and for you also, for the clients, they're looking for someone who actually loyal, right? So who is not kind of crazy one. This is why it's important to, when you get into pen testing, please do the clearance. So at least the minimum level clearance, that would be very helpful for you. And it's really good on the resume. So yes, like at some. So
What's
yeah.
the minimum clearance level?
Sorry.
What's the minimum clearance you have to do?
Well, you don't have to. You don't have to, but it's helpful for you to have any kind of clearance.
Okay.
So if you have it, you're probably gonna have more chances to get a job, right? Because if you've been in trouble before, it's probably not good, like well, logically. And so I've heard all kind of reasons why people want to get into hacking, especially these kind of reasons that young boys say they choose, like, oh, it just sounds cool. I just want to experience how bad guys do, right? Like the experience of the bad guy, like how they try to hack in, and or I want to try learn hacking to hack my, I don't know, family and friends and enemies and like all kind of stuff. And NASA, even like there's all these talks about NASA hacking NASA with HTML. That's, I'm gonna tell you, it's not gonna, if you have this kind of mindset, it's not gonna get you far. It's that's not what clients and employers are looking for. It's definitely not. So usually I've noticed myself, people who do great in pen testing and hacking in this kind of field, they usually they study nonstop. I gotta tell you, if you finish OCP, if you pass OCP exam, it's not enough. It's not enough. You're gonna have to do more than that. If you like puzzles, it's absolutely good because every absolutely every projects that I had, they different. They not alike. You're gonna learn and have to solve a lot of puzzle, right? Again, this puzzle you can learn with by practicing a lot. So you have to practice before passing OCP, before becoming pen tester. So you can't just assume that you come to an employee and they're gonna teach you everything. It's not gonna happen because obviously they have no time for you to teach you, to give you 150 machines, and that's what's gonna happen. So yeah, if you like to think apart, that would be great too, because you kind of trying to figure out how everything works, right? Go deeper into the machine, into the boxes, into the hardware. So if you want to protect community and spread the awareness, and that's good too. That's actually what I'm trying to do right now, right? That it means that you trying to share your knowledge and you're passionate about that. And also I noticed that actually the smartest people in this field, they are actually very humble and helpful. They help others. They're not, that kind of cocky people. They very, very close to, like, down to earth. About OCP certification. So I would like to tell you that I really encourage you to do OCP certification without having this in between test, like other certification. That a lot of people do, like junior penetration tester. I don't know. There's a bunch of on the market. They are much cheaper, but they still have to do OCP later, right? Because OCP basically it's a golden ticket to this field. So if you have no education, no experience, nothing at all, no connection, OCP is a golden ticket for you. If you pass it, you will get, like, you will see. It's not guaranteed that you're gonna get a job like at the same time, the same spot, but I can tell you that I would, like, even like for me, like current employer that we have right now, like that I work for now, he's not hiring without OCP. Like I know that a lot of people knocked on LinkedIn, and ask like, hey, can we do something for you guys? I don't know, like junior or something. No, we're not hiring because if you have no OCP, I'm sorry, I can't do anything. So that means a lot. So you have to understand that. So there's why is it good? Why I do recommend to do that? Because it has few subscriptions. So the first one has 1 year subscription. Yes, I actually I've done screenshots. 1 year, and yes, this 1 year, and this one is 3 months. So the difference is not so huge. Like I think it's not huge, right? Like $500 difference. I mean, compared to any other certification, yes, it's a huge, it's a big chunk of money. But if you sign up for 1 year, what you're gonna get? You're gonna get 2 practical exams here, attempts, right? You have access for the whole year. They're gonna give you a free another certification. They're gonna give you also a PG practice subscription, the labs for free. Also, so that's kind of, and of course PWK labs, they gonna come with this course, no matter which one of those you're gonna choose. So which one should you choose? So if you've never been to pen testing, you should choose 1 year subscription. If you're new to cybersecurity, choose the 1 year subscription. If you just finished a few Hack the Box labs and maybe some other labs on, I know some people did some, there's other something like Hack the Box, right? Like other kind of web labs online. Anyway, I would encourage you to do 1 year. It's gonna trust me, 3 months, it's quick. It's like that. It's like, especially if you have like family or workloads, you're not gonna be able, like, I don't know, you have to be some kind of magical way to finish everything. I don't know. Like a lot of my friends, they've done, and me personally, we've done 1 year. I know even one person, he's subscribed, he's done 2 year subscription, right? Like he's done twice.
Wow.
And yeah, so it's not an easy exam, as people say. Like some people pass it on the first time, some people pass it on the 6th or 5th, right? So it depends. So yeah, that's kind of it. So for ideally so what the exam is, it's like, so you have 6 machines, you have to hack all 6 machines in 24 hours and get not specifically all, I think like most of the machine, and 24 hours, and also you have to put do the report. Okay, so okay, so there's a lot of talking. So, and yeah, 1 year, it's more than 1 year. So like if you have experience. So sorry, 3 month subscription if you have experience already. Anyway, so for OSCP certification, I would like to make sure that you don't panic if you don't pass on the first attempt. It's okay. Nothing, a lot of people don't pass on the first attempt. So don't rush, right? Take your time. Use this opportunity to learn everything that you can, right? Instead of trying to pass it as soon as possible, right? And so yeah. So the first one, if you have time and money and everything, ideally, it would be nice if you finish Pen 100. Then you do Tigino Hack the Box list. That's actually this one, the list that the link that I put here. Then pitch list, from the same link. Then you go to the course itself, Pen 200, and then you do the 75 labs that comes with this course, right? I hope it was clear. Okay, let's check okay, it's here, right? So it's finally we found that. Okay, so now, well, after we unzip that, we're clicking on this blue icon, which is, 1 second, let's show which to details, content preview. I think it's detail. I think it's detail. Properties. Cancel options. I just was trying to show to you, where's this option? To see extensions. I didn't see the extension. Anyway, the extension should be, I think the extension should be, sorry, excuse me. Extension should be over. So anyway, you're gonna see that it's usually like a box. You click on that, double click, and then it's gonna install itself. That's it. You don't need to do anything. It's like it's already there. If it gives you any kind of prompts, just follow the prompt and say okay. Okay, we're gonna start it. It's starting. While it's starting, we're gonna come back here. And so I have here few Linux commands that we're gonna go through today. And the first thing what we wanna do, we wanna change the password for the Kali and for the root. Why? It's specifically, it's no matter like what you do pen testing or you're doing hack the box or anything just for you, for any purpose, you have to change the password. Like this is the first thing that you have to do, right? So it's still starting. Okay, the first one, why we have to change the password, I will show you. Because Kali is the login, so everyone knows it. If, for example, someone sees Kali on the network, they're gonna try, the first thing they're gonna do, they're gonna try to log in into your machine with Kali login. So, and they might hack you. Okay. Also, I would like to mention that please don't install Kali on bare metal unless you really have to. Why? Because Kali is not the OS itself, operating system itself. It's not made for security purposes, right? It's just made. It's small, compact, right? It's not safe. So if they hack your Kali machine, then they probably can hack anything else on your network and do man in the middle and everything else. So you don't do that. So do VirtualBox. So if, for example, your Kali machine is hacked, again, you can just you can just revert it. You revert it, remove it, and install the new one, and that's it. So okay, let's change password to the S. So to the S. Password for Kali. Now we are root, right? Let's change the password for root. We're gonna change it, I don't know, something more complex. I don't remember what. Okay. So now we updated the password for the root. That's what's changed to the password for Kali. Now we updated the password for Kali. To exit from the root, we just type exit. Okay. What's happening here? Now the second thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna update everything on the Kali that we have, right? All the tools and everything. Kali is packed with all tools that that you actually gonna be needing in any kind of penetration testing. It's up at get update, or can I? Yeah. Can I just go and copy it? Okay. We're gonna do this. Paste selection. Because I don't like typing, like I'm lazy one, right? So what it's gonna do, sudo. Now it's gonna take some time to update. So it's usually, I don't know, it takes about maybe 5-7 minutes. Anyway, that's what after that's finished. So what? Yeah. Oh yeah, because we don't have I have no internet connection here. Anyway, but for you, you have to make sure that you have internet connection. How we're gonna make sure that you have internet connection? We need to go to the settings, network, and cable. Okay, I needed to change some stuff here. Anyway, so on the next class, I'm gonna show you how to change the network, because this class is not focused on that. But on the next one, I'm gonna change you how to change the network, the whole thing. You can change the settings to breached if you want, if you're not going to be able to figure it out on your own before the next class. Switch to breached, but later we're gonna switch to NAT again. Okay, I'm not sure why it's not. I don't have internet here. Anyway, so that's kind of it for the Kali stuff. And for this one also, what it happens that this one you don't have to do if you're not doing actual pen testing. If you do pen testing, then you have to. I encourage you to do that, because blue team, they're gonna see you as Kali, and you don't want to be seen as Kali on the network. So you have to change your host name and you do, the host of your device. So what is you do basically? Oh my God, come on. Right? You're gonna just go here. Probably it's gonna be sudo. Sudo, it's like give you permissions. So instead of Kali, I can say, I don't know what, hacker, right? That's probably not obvious. Well, you can change for something else. Like, for example, you can change for, let's say, I don't know, Sky or whatever name, right? Marcos. Just okay. Yes, we change that, and after that we're gonna change this first name. Oh my God, it's like so hard to copy everything. Probably need sudo again. Yeah, so you see that's the Kali here. So you need to change that. Instead of Kali, we're gonna put Sky. Yes. Okay. So now we're gonna do, let's see, host name. Yeah, Sky. So everything fine. And let's see, host. Host. Yeah, that one. We changed that. So now we're gonna be seen as Sky, not Kali. That's kind of it for the Kali one, right? And after that we have to reboot it. Reboot. I'm gonna do a few seconds. Take some time. Remember that we changed the password. So when I'm trying to log in as Kali right now, I can't. And so you see, like, I'm Sky, right?
Yep.
Okay. that what people gonna see us. So that's kind of it. So what else? So we can also, this one is good one. So I put all these commands. I'm gonna make it a little bit more visible, like this, for you later. And I'm gonna post it on my GitHub, and I'm gonna post the link to the GitHub under my YouTube video that I do every week. So, for example, we want to know who am I, right? First name, right? So I'm a user on the machine Kali. I'm user Kali on machine Kali, right? So that this kind of stuff you need to practice a little bit. So I encourage you, if you have time, like during the weekend, just go through this command lines and create all this. Like for example, LS, right? We want to know what actually, if I want to know where I am, in which folder exactly, in which directory exactly, I'm gonna do like pwd. So it's gonna show me, okay, you are in home Kali. I wanna know what we have in that folder, in this directory. And usually I do OSLA. So it's gonna show everything, not just, it's gonna show like all the kind of information. When it's done, it's gonna show us hidden files, everything, right? When files were created and permissions. The permissions, we're gonna study the next class on the next course, the next session. Sorry. So we have no time this time. So for example, I want to make a new directory. Mixture. Oh, sorry. Mixture. Let's say project. Right. And I want to cd2, like I want to go to the project directory, and I want to know what exactly is there. Oh, nothing. Okay, there's nothing. Let's create one. Let's create something. There's few ways how to create something. First one, we can touch, so it create an empty file. So let's say touch. I don't know, test.txt, right? When you do cat test.txt, it's basically showing what's in that text. So now there's nothing now. So we wanna put something there. We're gonna put something inside. For example, we're gonna put hey there. I am Sky, right? Oops. Am I doing right? And I'm gonna forward it to the test. Oops, I have caps. Again, caps. I guess I'm gonna survive it. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Why? Why the caps changing? Oh, finally, yes. I escaped from this cup. Okay, we're gonna forward it to text. What it's gonna do, it's just gonna put this text into the test file, right? Another way how we can create it, we can just say, let's say test2, and I don't know, Robert, right? You see, I have not even created the file. I have not done touch. So I'm gonna do that. And then when I do away, okay. When I do this, you're gonna see second file here. So you don't have to even do the touch. Okay.
Yep.
Nano. there's another way. So for example, if I done touch test 3, then now I can do nano test 3. Oh, sorry, 3. And what I can do, I can actually type it here. So it's like a editor. So for example, hey, I am, I don't know, Richard. Okay. And we put, to exit, we have to click on Control C. Oh, sorry, Control X, actually it's here. Control X and say yes. Okay. So now when we do cat test 3, we have this text. Okay. So I encourage you to go through all of that. And so for example, like head, for example, gonna display only the 10 first lines. For example, if you do pen testing and you try to download a huge file and just you can't even go through all of that, you're not going to be able, you have no time. So you just can, excuse me, you can just look at the 10 first or the 10 last files. For example, 10 last is going to be tail, the 10 first is going to be head, and etc. So there's a lot of them. I'm gonna make it more visible for you. I'm gonna put it on the links for you. I don't know. There's a few minutes left. Then okay, a few minutes left. So let's do. I was thinking we're gonna have a little bit more time for actual hacking, like actual box today, and seems like we don't have an. I'm so kind of, disappointed. Okay. So let's do a little bit theory. So the theory is that what is pen testing? Pen testing has a few phases. The step 1, or what we do gather information about the target, right? So what kind of, is it network? Is it what kind of host available? What services? What open ports we have? Everything about DNS, about absolutely whatever we can find, right? I have not included everything here, but you can make, I'm gonna show you how to do that. On the phase 2, we actually, after we gathered all the information, we actually do the penetration itself, penetration testing. So what we exploit the patches, right? We deploy the payloads if we need to, right? And we get, like, let's say it's a web server. We get into web server and try exploit web server itself, right? After we done it, we got the foothold. We do post exploitation and privilege escalation. What does it mean? That we usually excuse me usually a majority of the times we're not going to become an admin. I don't know, like it's not especially right now. So security people, guys, they're pretty smart, so they're not going to give you admin privileges. So you probably become like regular user, some kind of like low level.
I can't hear you.
Sorry?
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay. And so so for this one, sorry, so when we got the foothold, after that we try to get the privilege, right? So we will, like regular user, then we want to become the admin, right? So our goal is to become to gather as much as possible information about the cost that we got into in machine that we got into, and then do privilege escalation, become admin. If we became admin, then what we can do? We can establish good, reliable reentry, right? We can harvest credentials, because these credentials we can use for other machines. And maybe if we discover any other network on the same machine, so a lot of companies, they do like chaining, they chain networks into each other. So they have some, you have the public one, and then you have like internal hidden one that you can't go straight directly from the internet, from the external internet, basically, right? So, and then you gather information more about the network, whatever you have there, about more about other machines there, and then after that, you try your best to gain a foothold into that machines, and then you get up again here. So it's like a circle. And again, you learn and gather information about those machines that you just got the foothold, you become an admin, and etc. So the phase 4, it means the documentation. So what you have to do every time, this is why in the last session I told you, learn how to do screenshots from the day one. It's really important, like especially if you want to pass OSCP. For OSCP exam, you will need to do step by step. If you miss one screenshot, you're not going to pass. Even if you got all the machines, if you got all the 100 points, right? And you're missing a few screenshots, you're not going to pass. So you have to know, you have to gather all the screenshots, all the steps that you've done, and all the notes you have to, you have to put all together. And after that, when you prepare your documentation, after that, you clean up, right? You do the cleaning, because we put all this kind of, we change some settings, we put some payloads, files, and or we change credentials maybe, or firewalls, even though I don't recommend to change credentials. That's super loud. You would not do that. But sometimes people do that. So anyway, so that's what we do. Excuse me. So on phase 2, we do, for example, we try to discover what IP addresses we have, right? We try to discover DNS names, what kind of operating systems we have, right? Then we talk to the client, and we make sure that the targets and scope, right? The scope is the right one, because if you go out of the scope, you're gonna get in trouble. So it's illegal. And so you have to make sure that you know your scope, and the scope IP addresses you have to put in the targets, right? After that, you do server discovery, right? Like, because you have the targets IP addresses. After that, you do and map on all the servers. You see the server protocol, the version of it. You try to run an NSA script with Nmap. I'm gonna show you later what is Nmap is. And yeah, so after that, you discover that you're gonna test for the vulnerabilities, right? Like, for example, what kind of is it Windows OS, right? And is it I don't know, SSH, or is it I don't know, PHP or some kind of WordPress server? Like, we're gonna figure it out and try all big credentials, all the weak patches, missing patches, and insecure service configurations, right? So that's how we do the phase 1. Excuse me. And on phase 2, when we got the foothold, so we deploy the backdoors, right? So we try database, like I see sometimes like companies, they have database just laying like that. You can gather anything wherever you want from the database, all the emails and credentials and everything. So you guys, like, you need to test that. All this kind of services, right? Where you try to exploit everything, missing software patches, and then you might, for example, you check it, and you have on the same machine, you have access to another network, and after that, again, you do again. You do again. You just do again. You try to get into that machine, right? And that's how much time we have. So after you gathered, you got admin, you try to establish a real backdoor, or you try to harvest credentials, right? Especially clear text credentials. That would be nice. If you don't have it, at least hashes. And you try to move to other machines after that. So yeah, and you start again level 2. And yeah, like on that, we have to gather all the information, screenshot and stuff like that, etc. So what's how we can do the, oh shoot, we don't have time. I have only like a few minutes left. Is there any questions? Because I think we're gonna just, it's better to stop here. And I was thinking to go to the Haxbox and do a few machines. So I was today, but since we don't have time, we're gonna just start next session and do a few machines during the next session, and we actually gonna go through this stuff. So I hope it makes sense.